All right, so for my spiritual peeps, um, you know how a lot of times we find like the spiritual undercurrent of everything, like for every physical thing, there's a spiritual reason, right? At least that's what we think. I feel like that too. I feel like it. But I want to just provide this caveat because while I do believe that is true, there's some truth to a spiritual essence to a lot of things. Even when we're talking about physical health and potentially like things that come up and traumas and things that are stored, I feel like there's some science behind that, right? But for me, and I'm gonna speak for myself, and this is just gonna reach the people who it's meant to reach, because I know this is not for everybody. Um, but I, for one, need to stop automatically saying that certain ailments or certain things that happen in my body are automatically spiritual. Especially once I feel like I've done the spiritual checks and figured out or felt if there was any behaviors or past issues that haven't been resolved, doing the research and looking at the body mind spirit cohesion and how all that relates. Like once I've done that and I feel like I still haven't gotten like an enlightened answer, I can no longer, I think it's called spiritual bypassing. Like I can no longer just say, oh well, it'll just get resolved on its own, because that might lead me into trouble. I'm just say might, because I don't know. But what I do know is that I should stop. I should remember that we are humans and that some human problems need human answers. And the other thing I'm going to say about that is a lot of times I would say, oh, I'm experiencing this physical thing. It must be because this spiritual thing, oh, it must not be meant to be. Or like, let's say your legs hurt suddenly when you plan to go for a walk. Let's say I'm at the park. And I'm just giving an example. I know it's a little bit messy because this is a part of my issue anyway, my physical issue. But I will sit here and say there's a physical issue happening, and I will say, well, it must be spirit telling me that I shouldn't do this. If my legs hurt all of a sudden, it must be spirit telling me that I need to go rest. It must be spirit telling me that I need to do that. Or like there's nothing I can do about it. It's just I have to take rest days. And that is true on the spiritual and the physical. But to sit here and say that, oh God, the universe must not want me to do something because you're experiencing a physical issue is not always the case. I don't think so. There's a physical issue that needs a physical resolution, and there's going to need to be, maybe you need some actual labs drawn. We need to go to the doctor. We need to check our allergies. We need to check all these things. Yeah, when you get an allergy, oh God must not be wanting me to eat that. Maybe, or maybe you just have an allergy and we need to get tested. Maybe you just have XYZ and you don't know. You need to get tested and you need to figure out what's going on with your physical body and find some answers. And it has nothing to do with what spirit wants you to have or do. Okay? That sounds really tough. And I think it's tough. I have to say it tough because I needed to hear it tough, because I am super stubborn. Or I'm just sitting here saying, and I don't know if I want to share it, but if we get into the conversation down in the comments, if y'all share, I'll share. But it's just happened several times where I'm like, dang, this same thing keeps happening, and I keep being super frustrated. And I want to just say like, well, that must be spirit telling me that I need to rest and take it easy for the week. But it happens all the time. And I'm like, no, there's something up with my body, and I need to get to the root cause of it. And once I've established that, once I've been at my actual physical peak, then whatever happens off the fly, that we might attribute that to something more spiritually related, maybe divine intervention on why you can't go walk if you've been healthy and suddenly your leg hurts. But then you come to find out it's because you're not supposed to walk today because there's some danger up ahead. Like, okay, that one instance might be divine intervention, but something that's recurring over and over again, and you're saying over and over again that, oh, well, I already know that, every time I eat this is what happens. Oh, God must not want me to be. Oh, he must be telling me. Like, no, you need to figure out what's going on with your body. So we're talking about physical health today and making sure that we're not merging the spiritual and physical to where they don't belong. We're not switching places where they're not supposed to be switched. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough for me. So I'm not getting on nobody. I'm getting on myself. And if you feel like you relate to that in some way, shape, or form, go get you a physical. I don't know. And if you don't believe in none of that, you better get some research started. Start some research. Start learning. Start asking questions. Google is free. Dang, is this a message for y'all today? I can't even really get my thoughts together, so we're working on it. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right there. I will see y'all tomorrow.